10 ways to find your strength. It doesn't matter what category you fall into when it comes to becoming a superhero with your strengths. The first step is to identify them. In this video, you're going to learn 10 ways to find your strength in a variety of situations. Number 1. Find out what's easy for you and hard for others. There's always something easy for you. It's just that you don't know it yet. It could be painting, dancing, fixing things around the house, or even organizing files and files around the house. Since it has always been easy for you to do this, you probably thought that everybody would be able to do this because it has been so simple for you too. But that's not the truth. That is exactly what makes you different. Do you know what makes you stand out from the crowd? Getting extremely good at this and becoming extremely good at it. If you become an expert at something that comes naturally to you, it is likely that you're going to stand out from other people if you become an expert in that field. Number 2. What you have a natural inclination towards. If you want to try a quick experiment, close your eyes and think about something you've always gravitated toward in some way. What is that first thing that comes to your mind when you think of that particular thing? Would it be sports, music, writing, or whatever your choice is? There's a good chance that you're going to do that in a way that you always wanted to do. And you do have a strong interest in the specific activity as well. However, there are times when it can be very difficult to reconnect with your natural inclinations. It is usually because of the fact that you have allowed your environment and the opinions of other people to condition your thinking as a result of your environment. Number 3. Rediscover old passions. There must be one thing that you enjoyed doing at an early age, or what was that wild dream you had that everybody said you should pursue. Guess what? You might be surprised to learn that your old passion can be the key to discovering your strength. A child's childhood is a snapshot of pure self, a person unattainted by the opinions and conditionings of society. So rediscover what you love to do. Number 4. Ask your friends. It's your friends who know you just as well as your family does. You trust your friends, right? Ask them what they think of you. It is possible for them to form a biased opinion of yourself if you discover your strength on your own. Some people will think too highly of themselves while others think too little for themselves. The interference of your friends will enable you to create the perfect balance. Number 5. What people tell you you are good at. You've probably commended by a teacher, a colleague, or an employer for something that you're good at. After talking about your closest friends, it's important to also consider other people's opinions. Have you ever experienced this? Do you remember what is exactly that you did? Don't you think that if somebody who doesn't share a close relationship with you notices something distinctive about you, it implies that there is something about you that stands out? It's very likely that this is that one thing of your strength as a person, so pay attention to it. Number 6. Take a strengths test. What is a strengths test? It is just like aptitude and personality tests. There are a bunch of strength tests you can take online. Since there are so many tests available online, finding one whose results are actually valid can be quite difficult due to an increase in the number of tests available. Nevertheless, we have done the heavy lifting for you, and here are some tests that you can take right away. Taking the Clifton Strengths Assessment takes no more than 30 minutes, and it assesses your personality and helps you to identify your strengths through a series of questions and statements. Number 7. Understand yourself. Understanding who you are, your triggers, your goals and passion is all important in helping you discover your strengths. Taking conscious steps towards understanding your personality, you are taking unconscious steps towards discovering your strengths. You can also take a number of online personality tests to determine your personality type if you don't want to do all the heavy lifting. It is possible to identify your personality and see how it affects your life. The relationships by taking the 16 personality test, a free online test. Thus, if you're always conscious and have questions about yourself and your mind, it is a time to understand yourself now. Number 8. Try new things. Suppose you never find your greatest strength because you thought you would never do it. Because that was something you thought you would never have. That would be a moment of shame, right? Your strength might sometimes not be found in the hobbies and activities you usually engage in, but it just might be found in that new activity you have always avoided. It is important that you do not underestimate how much you can accomplish. Push yourself, try new activities outside of your skill set. You'll be amazed at how many strengths you'll discover if you take risks. Take risks and you'll be amazed at how much you can accomplish. Number 9. Learn new skills. The same goes for learning new skills. It doesn't matter whether they are related to your current field or not. What is that important? You may ask. Well, branching out gives you a rare opportunity to test yourself in new waters. Who knows, you might just be a genius at it. If you had never tried this new skill in the first place, then the world would unfortunately be missing out on what you are capable of. The best way to prevent this from happening is to learn a new skill, and you might just discover that you have one more interesting strength you want to include in your list of strengths. And lastly, number 10, write things down. How does writing things down even help? Let me clarify. Have you ever noticed that writing things down helps you understand your thoughts more clearly? That's right. Your mind goes through a filtering and sorting process for every word you write because writing is a cognitive process. As regards your strength, writing helps you create a more detailed description of what you can do, enabling you to develop deeper understanding of it. Write down everything you believe you can do, as well as things you have a strong passion for. Next, think of situations where your strengths have been helpful.